here amongst great friends and my new friend, Pastor Bloom, to celebrate this wonderful relationship between Pakistan and United States of America, spanning over 75 years. And it is a matter of great honor to recall that United States was one of those very first countries which offered full recognition to Pakistan. And late President Truman wrote a very joyful and excellent letter to late Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. When I was a child, Excellency, I remember this friendship from a very memorable program known as PL 480. Now, PL 480 was a program under which Pakistan received, I believe, wheat parcels from United States. And that's how this long journey of friendship started, and it touched epics of glory, and at times, it dipped to low points. We know the reasons, and this is not the time to go into those reasons. We have been discussing it privately and publicly during different points in time. But let me say very sincerely and honestly that we really want to build and reset these relations back to normal and friendly relations based on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. Of course, there is a file on your part and there's a file on our part. But if we have to move forward, and we must, then I'm sure we'll find ways and means to warm up our relations to levels we have seen in the past. And I think you made a very pertinent point that our relations should not be seen through the prism of Afghanistan or through the lens of China. Our relations, they stand on its own. And you have enumerated various programs and projects. I would add on to that. When Pakistan was facing worst kind of power outages, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif decided to spend from our own scarce resources to invest another 5,000 megawatts. Finance Minister Hazagdar he opposed it tooth and nail. He said, I don't have the money. But obviously, this is democracy. He had his own pertinent point, and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif thought, no, on top of what we are getting in terms of CPAC projects, let's not delay it, because if there is another dharna, so to say, then this CPAC program will be derailed, and by the time of elections 2018, we wouldn't be able to show anything to the people of Pakistan. And Mr. Mehboob will be our very, severe critic that what this government has done. So what I'm saying is, as a result of that program, 5,000 megawatts. Out of that, 3,500 megawatts was installed by GE, States blue chip company, and it was the most transparent investment, and the prices were the lowest in the world. It can't be beaten as I speak. And in the fastest possible time, these plants were installed. That's how we want to rebuild our friendship in terms of transparency, in terms of trust, in terms of mutual respect. And I want to assure you, my friend Ambassador, that I'll be the most ardent supporter of this friendship. Let bygones be bygones. As I said, there is a lot you would want to say or your side would want to say, and on our side. But as long we open this and renew this friendship through honest dialogue, through sincere dialogue, and serious dialogue, I can tell you we will not go wrong. And I was in Washington, New York, with my colleagues, had very productive, short but very productive meetings with Secretary Blinken, and of course my meeting with President Biden was again very reassuring. I thank them, want to thank again for the support, for the program which you have offered to flood-affected people, $53 billion, and now add on to it $10 million announced by Secretary Blinken, meeting our young and enterprising Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto. We are very thankful to you. But then I have to say and make a couple of comments. One, that this disaster, Ambassador, is not of our making. We are a developing country, and you mentioned that United States contributed $32 billion to Pakistan in the past, which is correct. And I tell you honestly, without any fear of contradiction, that had we used these $32 billion in the right direction, properly, well planned, and properly supervised, we would have broken our begging bowl, honestly. But then there's no point in crying over the spilt milk. Let's move forward. We want to stand on our own feet through dint of hard work. We will burn our midnight oil. We will work untiringly. And this nation, Pakistani nation, is a very strong nation. People are very courageous, very brave, very hardworking. Our population is a mix of 50% male and 50% female. They are no more coffee-going folks. They are now very educated, very hardworking. They are bankers, they are scientists, they are teachers, and they are politicians. 2 politicians, 3, 4, 5 sitting in front of me. This is Pakistan, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, where there's complete freedom of action, and I think their contribution is not only valuable, but extremely, extremely helpful. So what I'm saying is, Ambassador, United States is our biggest trading partner. You have been extremely kind, and your teams have come to Pakistan. The head of USAID, who just had her birthday, and I congratulated her and said many, many more such occasions. She was here, she went to the flood-affected areas, she visited, and she was absolutely devastated. She said, Prime Minister, this is horrifying. And then her visit was equally matched by actions, by practical actions. We are very grateful, but the point at issue is that this catastrophic situation is not made by us. It is man-made, but not made by us. And as I speak, 4 million acre area where standing crop of cotton, rice, sugarcane, and date, all gone. Billions of dollars. 1,600 people have left this world, along with 400 children, girls and boys. More than 1 million, mud houses or pakka houses, they have been absolutely thrown to the Arabian Sea. And more than 1 million livestock drowned. Life savings of people have gone away. And they are living in a tent and under open sky, waiting for help coming from somewhere. And it is our duty, moral duty, my political duty, my responsibility, my colleagues, my governments, all outfits, departments, authorities, institutions, they're working hard and working overtime to serve them. But whatever we do is not enough. The yawning gap between demand and between requirement and supply is widening by the hour. And this is the first phase. And the final phase has yet to come, phase of rehabilitation and reconstruction, and which Sherry Rahman Sahib always keeps on telling me it has to be, Prime Minister, resilient infrastructure, it has to be adaptive. And of course she's right. And that costs money. There's no free lunch. Therefore, I would, again request you, as a friend, you are a great friend, and your country has supported Pakistan, in a very big way. It is clear, loud and clear to all and sundry, that now we need international community to stand by us and support us. We're not asking for sums of monies. We're asking for relief. We're asking for funds to rebuild our infrastructure. We're asking for our people that they get their jobs back, livelihood, agriculture, industry, commerce, trade, export. For that we need incentives, relief, moratoriums. This is our right. We have not brought this disaster upon ourselves. It's nature. We are not blaming anybody. We are a country which is under 1% of carbon emission. So I would want to go into details and have a lengthy speech. Obviously, I think soft drinks are waiting for them. Soft drinks, I mean. And of course, snacks, of course, they're waiting for them. What I'm saying is that we want to build we want to go back to those wonderful times with the United States of America, where our relations were not beholden to others. It had its own standing, own structure, and I would work most willingly to build that relation. Thank you very much. Pakistan Ameriki Dosti Zindabad.